Welcome everyone to the call today, and very excited to have Franklin with Pegasus on here to talk about paid traffic. This is actually probably one of our top sellers in the sense that it's just incredible service. Franklin does an incredible job. It's a great time when it comes to websites, when it comes to not only having a website but getting traffic to it. This plays a very, very important role, and there's a couple really unique things that we do here with Agora and with Franklin. That's just incredible with the video, and we'll get into that. So Franklin, I'm going to go ahead and have you get into this and just talk about the product, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Vince. So the first question is, why would I need paid traffic? So paid traffic is a great way for not every business, but most businesses to drive traffic, online traffic, to them and get leads. I mean, that's what we want, is we want leads, right? And so especially if you build a brand new website, it's going to take a long time for it organically for Google to recognize it and maybe even rank it. And if you're not doing any SEO, then you're just like a boat out in the middle of the ocean just floating around. You're going to be blown in the right direction. So paid traffic is a really good way for new businesses as well as existing businesses to start driving more traffic very quickly to their website or to capture leads. There's a number of ways you can do it, but so that's the reason. And so, you know, Google, their whole model is around advertising. I mean, everything they do is to get you to use their services so that they can sell advertising. That's what they're all about. Facebook, same thing. They don't care about, you know, you or your aunt or your family. All they care about is getting you to come to them so that then they can sell advertising. Same thing with Bing, LinkedIn, all the big platforms. That's what they care about. So they've spent billions and billions and billions of dollars on this and a lot of time. And so they've created these platforms for businesses to take advantage of. So that's what we do. We take advantage of these platforms in order to get traffic or to get leads for a business. And the first piece is, if you're unsure if it would even be the right thing for a business, for your business or for a business you're working with, is can you go back to the analysis request? So the first thing is that analysis request, and you'll see here it's under forms. And so you can, if you're not sure, you know, you click paid traffic. If they're also interested in seeing how they're ranking organically, and also we do a website analysis, because even if you're driving 1 million visits to your website a month, you know, to use hyperbole, but the website's terrible, you're not going to convert. You're just throwing your money away. So you got to make sure that, first of all, we got to see if there is traffic that we can get for you, and if there is, we want to make sure that once they get to the website or wherever we're driving them to, that we're going to convert. So this form here is where you initiate that process. And Vince, do you want to just describe this a little bit more, and then I'll take it from there?
Yeah, what's exciting about this is what you do is, we're focused on paid traffic right now, and let me go back over here. I'm going to refresh this. When you fill this form out, what's nice is when you come back over here, they create a video, and he does it within 24 to 48 hours, depending upon how busy he is. But this right here is exciting because they get this video. Like, I sent this one over to one of my clients, and it gives them information that's really crucial. One, it gives them information about their competitor. Two, it gives them information about their site, the traffic they're getting, what their competitor's doing. And then three, it gives them information about Google or Bing, Facebook, whatever one you're after. But in particular, Google, it shows them like what the potential is, what are the opportunity, like how many people are searching for it, what the price per click is, and that can vary for each one. So this is very exciting because that information, a lot of people, a lot of business owners don't have access to, and when they see that, they're like, wow, it's actually game changer information for them, and then it gives them a strategy. Another wonderful thing is with this video, he also does, when the client does get this program, he also gives them video updates, updating with the success. And because it's a month to month, on our product, we don't charge them, like put them into a year or 6-month contract. That this works really good. And let me explain why that's really important. Because a lot of companies, they will not even take on, so let me go to the pricing sheet here. A lot of companies, what they want people to do is they want to charge them about $1,500 a month minimum, put them onto a 6-month contract, maybe a year, and then lock that person in, where a lot of companies won't do that, and then sometimes they don't get the results they want. Where the way we do it, and another thing too is they don't have really good accountability on the money. Meaning, sometimes it's not really clear how much went to the Google ad campaign and how much went to the person doing the work. So the way we do it is we have them use their card. We charge about a third, where a lot of companies charge at least a half of whatever they're given. Meaning, if they're going to do $1,500, then $750 goes to the company. Where we charge about a third, and I'll let him get into the plans here. But when the way we do it this way, we do no contract. So then, and we can start them at lowest amount, as low as $500, no contract. I haven't found hardly any other companies out there that are at the level of where Franklin is at, because you might have some people that could do that, but they're just not as good. They're just not as qualified. Franklin is, very well qualified. We're getting great results with our clients. And this program, a lot of them want to start here, and then they want to grow their campaign larger. So this is a good starter way to get them in, and then you can move them as they start getting results. I just signed someone up on this package last week, and then we looked about, we said, look, if you do $500 and it's $5 a click, you're looking at 100 clicks. And we went, wow. And then we figured out that out of 100 of those clicks, if 50 of them are half winter, you're going to get your looky-loos, don't get me wrong. But then we measured out how many of these do you need to get where you're profitable. One client to him is worth $10,000. This campaign could be, if he picks up 5, 6, 7 actual clients from the deal, that's an incredible investment for him. So we worked on a number of things. So this is a very powerful product as far as effectiveness and helping get people into it, people that, or maybe they've been burned before, so they don't want to invest a whole bunch. They want to start out somewhere. And Frank, like I said, Franklin's great. So you fill this form out. Hold on one moment here. I'm going to update my form here. I made an update on the form. Yeah, because we added Bing in here. So this is another thing we added. We added Google, Bing, and Facebook, so I just got that in there. But if you look on here, you fill out this question. You want to drop in some competitors right here, put some notes on it, submit it. Franklin gets an email, I get an email, and then he gets these back pretty quick. And then, like I said, what will happen is he'll create a video based upon the information you submit, and then they get a video like this, and then based upon this video, we send it out to the client, and it usually closes deals. Franklin, we've closed a lot of deals doing this, haven't we?
Yes, we have, and it's usually about a 10-minute video, give or take. I try to keep it around 10 minutes. Sometimes it goes longer because it depends on how many competitors and what's going on. But this is a great way to do that initial evaluation, to see, if we want to dip our toe in the pool. First of all, make sure there's water in the pool and that it's warm. To use that analogy, and also to determine where the opportunities are. So depending on what the business is trying to do, where they're trying to, who their audience is, we look at Google Ads, and now Google Ads and Bing are what are called, they're search engines, right? So people are searching already for services. So we look there to see what the opportunities are. And then the other, the social media ones, Facebook, obviously Instagram can be used with or without Facebook, and then LinkedIn. The social media platforms, those are interruptive, meaning that people are not really looking for your services. What we're doing is we're interrupting their day like a billboard does, a TV advertisement, etc. We're interrupting their attention, trying to get their attention, and then trying to get them to take action. So the platforms are different, but sometimes, you know, that's the way. Sometimes there's opportunity in both. Sometimes it makes more sense to go with the search engines, Google Ads, or sometimes it makes more sense to be social media, depending on what the product or services that we're doing. So the free traffic analysis is a good way just to see what the opportunities are, and to make sure that there's even an opportunity, and they're not, because sometimes there isn't. You know, this doesn't work for every business, and sometimes there's just not enough search volume. There's just not enough people interested in what they're doing in order to make it profitable. But that's very rare, but it does happen. You know, so this is the first step. So then once the analysis is done, and then the business decides to move forward, then it's a question of, like you were talking about, Vince, where do they start? And so our starter package is a great way, again, to use the pool analogy, to dip your toe in that pool and make sure before you jump fully in that, again, there's water and that it's warm, and you're going to have, you know, you're going to float. To use that, again, to use the pool analogy. And with the starter, and again, as Vince said, it's month to month. So we're going to show you the business that we're getting results and what the results are, so that we can show the return on investment, because that's what it's all about, right? That's the bottom line, is we got to get return on investment. And if we don't, then it's not worth doing. So with the starter plan, it's a really good way to test the waters at a minimal cost. You can spend up to $500 on that one, and that's the ad spend. And again, like Vince was saying, what we do is you pay us our management fee, the monthly management fee, and then the charges, like in this case, let's say if you're doing a Google ad campaign, in this case, then the business's credit card is on file with Google, and the business pays directly to Google the monthly charges. So this way, there's no question on what's being spent on the ads. With the starter, if you really need to have at least a $300 budget, a $300 a month budget for that. You know, you can spend up to $500 on the starter. So some people come in at the full $500, some people start at $300. But really, as a general rule, if you don't have $300, then you're really not in the right game. This is not really for you. But if you've got at least $300 and you want to test it out, this is a great way. We have a client we've been working with, I think, for about a year now, Vince, is the furniture company, and she does the Murphy beds and stuff. And when we first signed her up, she started with the starter plan and was getting ready to sell the business because she was not doing well. Well, after that, I don't remember how many months we ran, a few months, and then she was getting such great response and ROI that she doubled the campaign and moved up to the next plan, up to the value plan, and has been there ever since, and it's just getting great return on investment for that. So that's one example of one of our success stories, and how you can always move up, or you can actually, moving down is a different thing, but you can always move up to the different plans as you become more successful. Yeah, this tech line, right? And this, so, and this is the business we were talking about. And so, if you go back to the pricing sheet, so the first thing, again, is to determine which advertising platform we're going to pick, or platforms. But again, let's say if you want to run one on Google and one on Facebook, they are two separate campaigns, right? So each campaign here listed is for one campaign per platform. So if you want multiple campaigns, again, it is multiple platforms, it is multiple campaigns. But we determine which one's the best, and then if we're doing search engines, it's a matter of doing the keyword research, figuring out what are the words that keyword searches we're going to target. We want keywords that have intent, and like if someone, like we were talking about Murphy beds, right? So if someone types in just Murphy beds, it's pretty general. They could be looking to buy. They could be wanting to know what they are. They could be trying to build their own. So we are looking for words with intent. like Murphy beds for sale. If someone types in that, they're looking to buy a Murphy bed. And if they type in how to build a Murphy bed, we want to ignore those. That's called a negative keywords. Like build your own, how to, all those. We want to make sure that we eliminate those as well. So figuring out the right way to target the keywords for the search engines and for the social media platforms, it's figuring out we need to target who's our audience for the business, who are our potential customers, and being able to target them. And that's what Facebook and LinkedIn and obviously Instagram, because they're owned by Facebook, they do really, really well because they've collected so much data on us. They know so much about us because we tell them, and by our actions online, what we like and what we interact with. So figuring out how we're going to target, whether it's either keywords or the audience. And again with Google, now Google has a lot of ways to advertise. I'm just talking the search only right now. I'm just sticking with that for right now. But figuring out how to target how we're going to target the potential leads, potential customers. And then now in Google Ads in the search, the general rule is, so we create, you'll see here it says ad groups, and you go, well, what's an ad group? So an ad group is basically just a collection of, in a Google Ads example, keywords that we're targeting combined with the ads. So first is figuring out what are the keywords that are searches with intent, and then once those, then we need to connect those keywords with ads that are relevant. And going back to the Murphy bed one, she also sells office furniture. So really we have two ad groups for her because she has Murphy beds as one and then office furniture is another. If we try to combine them, the problem is if I'm searching for a Murphy bed and it pops up and says we sell everything including office furniture, it's not specific enough, right? So I'm not going to respond to it. But if I type in office furniture, and I see an ad that comes up and says, yeah, we have the best office furniture in Sacramento, now it's going to catch your attention because it connects with the keywords that you search. Same thing with Murphy beds. If I type in Murphy beds and then the ad says, something has text in there that talks about, Murphy beds, then you're going to go, oh yeah, that's what I was searching for, and then you're more apt to click the ad. So that's what an ad group is. And then with its whole intent is either to drive traffic to their website or to a landing page, or we can do call-only ads. There's a number of ways, but the whole idea is to capture that lead. And with the starter, we do 2 ads per ad group. And then really Google likes 3, but 2 is minimum because we want to see which ones perform. And so the setup is that first, typically we try to get everything set up within 10 business days. So the ad is up and running. I just want to make sure so once we get the setup done, then it's a monitoring process and adjustments. So this is where besides knowing how to set up these ads, this is where, like you could say, hey, I'll do it myself. Well, you can do it yourself, but you're going to throw a lot of money away because there's a lot. It's like all these platforms are very sophisticated. There's a lot of options. And as an example with Google Ads, one thing is when you first go in, they're going to default you to not only doing their we'll talk search here, the search platform. They're going to give you with all their partners and display and all that. And if you don't know what you're doing those, you're going to burn a lot of money with no return on investment. With Facebook, one of the things they like to do is default you to advertising on Instagram. Well, depending on who your target audience is, that probably may or may not be, but most likely won't be what you want to do if you're really targeting on Facebook. Or maybe Facebook's not the right one, the Instagram is the one. So again, these are things, all these platforms you can do yourself, but it's like walking into a casino, handing the casino your money and saying, hey, here's my money, bet it for me and tell me if I win. Well, the chances of the casino telling you you've won are very slim. So that's the analogy I use for people doing Google Ads themselves. So we've been doing these for a long time, so we know the ins and outs. And then the monitoring, I have this one AI tool that I use for Google Ads, Facebook, Bing, etc. And what it does is like having another pair of eyes, because it monitors what's going on a weekly basis, and every week it gives me suggestions. The ads also, the campaigns also have suggestions. Now, a lot of these suggestions are not very good or not applicable, but sometimes they are. So having these tools, especially the AI tool that we're using, also gives us that advantage, because what it does, like I said, it's like working with another person, and it gives me ideas that, well, I'd say 50% of the ideas I reject, but I also use some of them, and it helps me to optimize the campaign. And there's a lot of things to do. As an example with Google Ads, one of the things is if you overbid, you're going to overpay. So knowing where's that sweet spot to bid. Now Google won't, they'll tell you here's the range, but they won't tell you the sweet spot. Like with this one tool that I use, it tells me to get on top of page, here's what it's going to cost. So then we set our bids a little above that. So we want to get the most relevant, warmest, hottest clicks at the cheapest price. And so
Franklin, I was going to add something in too.
Yeah.
I want to add in on, I have this Google AdWords Express. A lot of people use this, and what happens here is this is where a lot of money is blown and wasted. And so what they'll do, they'll make it look like it's easy to set up, easy to use. People do it themselves, but they don't realize that they're being put in places they don't necessarily want to be. And they might be spending incorrect amounts. So if it's not customized, and if you don't take away what we call negative words, you could blow a lot of money. So they have it here where it's easy to set up. And don't get me wrong, they might get some business out of it, but there's a lot of wasted money. And Google, if you say you got a $500 or $1,000 campaign, they're going to make sure you use all that money because they want it. And a lot of it goes into wastage.
And it's funny because, yeah, the title of this is, no, you should not use AdWords Express. Don't waste your money. And this is a great example of the casino analogy that I used. This is, and a lot of people hit this, and they do it, and they burn X amount of money, and then they say, oh, Google Ads doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work if you don't know how to make it work. And so that's the advantage to having someone like me or my company manage these campaigns for you, is so that we know how to optimize the ads and make sure, again, just understanding intent, understanding negative keywords, understanding synergy with the ads, and knowing, should we set up a call-only ad? You know, is this a YouTube ad? Or just knowing where to put the ads, first of all. You know, there's so many factors involved, and then the continual monitoring, because things change, you know, especially like recently we're working with heating and air conditioning, and those, you know, depending how many people are bidding, the price goes up, it goes down. So it's not a static thing where you set everything and then you just let it roll. Again, we're monitoring and making adjustments on a weekly basis, and then we're reporting, as Vince said earlier, we're reporting on a monthly basis. We do our videos. I try to keep them, you know, 5-10 minutes, showing, you know, here's what we've done, here's the success, here's how many clicks, here's how many phone calls, and here's, you know, what we're working on. And then we also check in with the owners, you know, well, here's what we're seeing. What are you seeing on your side, to make sure that we are getting the maximum return on investment? Yeah. What did I?
Another thing I wanted to bring up is when he does the traffic analysis, and we get into this right here, it also gets us into looking at websites. So I want to show you this one right here. So this is a recent customer we just picked up. Someone else did this website. Now before he started, he had a terrible website. Now he created this website, and don't get me wrong, this website's good, but if you look here, he has 4 different services that he wants to advertise for. This is a new client that Franklin will be working on. And so one of these is this finite element analysis, and he's got the electromagnetic packaging introduction. These are 4 separate rapid prototyping, injection molding. So this is the client I'm working with. This is actually one of our reps' clients that I'm helping with. And So he got this website together, and the website is actually great. But if he's going to advertise specifically, like he was talking about earlier for this, then this finite element analysis, then we don't want to drive traffic here because this won't close the deal. There's no call to action. There's nothing. So this where it opens up opportunity. Here, let me pull this page in here real quick. This where it opens up for high converting landing pages or websites. So like when you do this, you know, we also sometimes pick up the website or they need a landing page. They might even have a great website, and therefore in this situation we need to get him a landing page. We're not going to go into detail about landing pages right now, but landing pages play a key role in picking up, like, let me go back here, like this guy right here. He'll need a landing page to convert traffic. So then, because when he does the keywords, you get higher response on that. So the reason I'm bringing this up, I know we talked about it earlier, but I wanted to bring this up because this also opens up for upsell. Another thing, too, is this client didn't have very many good reviews, so we helped him with reviews. So one of the things we talk about also is branding, visibility, and then promotion. Promotion is getting into paid traffic. He had to work on his branding, his website, his reviews, his look and feel. So even when they do a landing page, they're still going to look his company up. So he still needed a great website. So it all goes together, and this is where you can really help a client be really successful on the internet. So we're helping build his on the back end, we're helping him build his reviews, and we're also cleaning. I cleaned up his business directories, which that's another upsell. So you can pick up quite a bit of upsells. Because even if they do paid traffic, for instance, I know a guy that was spending about $2,000 on Facebook. He didn't get any leads out of it. Now, this wasn't with us. This was with another company. So when I came in, he was telling me what was going on. Well, I looked at his website. His website was terrible. He had terrible reviews. He had 2 really bad reviews on Yelp. I said, no wonder. I said, you need to work on your branding. You need to work on your look and your feel. You need to make on your offers. You need to work on your reviews. And if they're not willing to do that, you know, then they're going to have problems. And one of the heating and air companies that we were working with, I told him, I said, you got bad reviews. And he really had bad customer service, which he wasn't willing to address. So, you know, when you're putting these together to be successful, that's why we teach the 5 codes of the internet, because that's how they're really successful, because it really ties in when they start doing a promotion campaign. So back to you, Franklin.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that, you know, with the websites, it's, you know, websites, you know, 90% of the time they are a form of landing page, meaning that their purpose is to convert traffic to some type of action, whether it's contacting or buying something, but it's meant to get the person visiting the site to take action. Where a landing pages are very specific. Like in this particular case, we're building the landing page for that one service. And the landing page doesn't have menus. It has one decision point. That decision point is, in this particular case, is either contact us or don't, right? So there's no, oh, let me look at reviews, let me look at other things, let me move around, et cetera, et cetera. And it's one decision point. Like here, yeah, here this is budget movers, and you know right away you can see it's got a strong call to action. Right, the first thing in front of them is, you know, get 5% off your move. Call us or fill out this form. So that's the decision point. Contact us. Let's get started. And so it's right there in front of them. We're on a website. The calls to action typically aren't as strong or in your face, you know, like in this one, but this is what's needed. Now, we built the website for budget movers as well, and we're very happy with it, and it gets a lot of business off of it. But for the Google Ads campaign, this is very specific, and again, has one call to action on it as well. So with the free analysis, I'm also going to look at the website and say, yeah, we can use it, but it may need a couple modifications, or I'm going to recommend a landing page, or, you know, if they want to go for a new website, that kind of stuff. But again, I don't want to waste people's money. You know, if the website sucks, to use the technical term, you know, I'm going to politely tell you that the website's not set up for optimization. And that, you know, because we don't want to waste their money. We want to get them clients so that they're happy and they continue on a month-to-month basis, like clients that we've had now for working together with Agora for, we've got a few of them over a year, month-to-month. And that's what we want, is that we want to make sure that we're getting return on investment, because if we're not, then it's not the right thing for them, and I don't want to waste their money or have them burn their money for no reason. So when looking at these packages, so basically the biggest difference in these packages here is as you move up, it's how more aggressive they want to be. So the biggest things here is how much they're spending. You'll see here it says maximum monthly campaign amount. So that's up to what they can spend. It doesn't mean they have to spend that much, but that's up to what they can spend. And then the other big difference is how many ad groups we're doing. And again, I explained that for Google Ads. Social media is a little different, but it also has ad groups and ads, multiple ads within ad groups as well. And so as part of the analysis too, I'll recommend like the heating and air one that we did recently. You know, they need 4 ad groups, because they're doing heating, they're doing air conditioning, then there's another group of HVAC, which kind of encompasses both of those, and then the other one was they also do solar. So they really need 4 ad groups, because if you try and combine it all, it just dilutes the power of the ad. And so that's the main differences in the packages. Anything else, Vince?
Yeah, we just worked on a bid. We're working on a bid for this one right here, this signature, or the gold. No, sorry, this platinum package. And you know, you'll get some big clients out there, and the way we do it is, you know, we're very effective and very affordable, because some people charge a lot more than this to run campaigns, you know, up to $5,000. So this is one we're working on right now. But you know, a lot of times you'll take a client that's here and you'll build them, like you said, like Techline, we built up. And, you know, and depend upon their budget. But one thing you want to figure when someone's going into this is, you know, you have to say, what's your average client worth? You know, so you just do the simple math. If you spend $500 and the average click is $5, now, like if you're dealing with a lawyer, sometimes those clicks are $272. Therefore, you know, they have to have a higher budget campaign, otherwise, just to be aggressive, you know, because Google, it's a bidding war, and based upon how much traffic it is for that client, it depends on how much that client's worth. So they put higher prices on there. And you can build a client up. But you know what you do, you start off, say, well, what's an average client worth to you? So like a lawyer, sometimes those are $1 million clients. I know my one guy picked up off of a pay-per-click campaign, picked up a $1 million client. You know, I think he paid 20 grand and picked up a $1 million client. So that was worth it to him. And you know, so each industry is a little bit different, and you just have to figure out what the price per click is, and if it's $25 a click, if whatever it is, you divide that by how much they're spending. You show how many clicks they're going to get, and then you average in. You know, and now this is going into it. You know, like okay, what we estimate. You know, and out of that, you know, if they have good reviews and they're a good solid company and they're good on the phone and they're competitive, you know, they will get deals out of that. And then you figure, okay, then as they get into the campaign, we do follow-up and say, well, how did that work out, right? Or what type of clicks are you getting, what type of conversion? And then we work on conversion. So we want to take that same amount of money and create higher conversion, and that's where Franklin comes in. And that's why we make recommendations on, hey, get your reviews up or fix this or fix that, because we know it'll create higher conversion. Because the whole thing is about, it's not just about them spending money, it's about them actually getting clients. That's all they want. I just want clients. You know, they don't got time. And the good thing, we do all the work for them. You know, in this situation, a lot of business owners are busy. They just want their phones to ring and they want to make money. So this is just a very, very powerful program. And the way that Agora does it, you know, like I said, this right here is worth about $200. I know companies that will charge that one. They don't even give them a video. They just give them, you know, spreadsheets and stuff like that. You actually get a personalized video. It's very impressive. So you just go to this form right here. You just fill this out, make sure your name's on there. If you're the one filling it out, make sure we know it's you. The business name, the business owner's name, their email. best number to reach you at, right? So don't put their number in. If you want, if you're an advisor, you want to go to you. If you're a business owner, direct business owner, then just fill this out directly. Put their website, the business, city, or state, the targeted areas they're going after. Describe in one sentence their business. Who are their business customers? What are the top product services the business that their business provides? And then put on there at least 2 competitive websites, maybe 3 or 4. Add some notes, submit it, and then make sure you have your email on there. And then Franklin will put together the video and then get that over to you. You send it to your client. Usually I talk to a client before I watch the video first. I get an idea, so then when I get on the phone, I know what I'm talking about. But we sent one over to Dr. Funk, and I said, hey, did you get that video? And he goes, yeah, I want to do it. And he's been a good paying client now for, over a year and a half, something like that? I mean, yeah. So, Franklin's done a great job, and that's, we've been able to track it also. And this is with, like I said, there's no commit, it's month to month. So we have to perform. And that puts us, that's a really good place to be in when you're a business owner. They don't want to get locked into 6-month, year contract and then for it not to work. So everything we do, we're built for success. We have taken so much time to build Agora and the products we offer for success. That's why I love working with Franklin. He really cares. He's on top of his A game. He's got a team that's on top of his A game. You can contact him if you want to talk to him first. Call this number here,
yep,
or email him,
or text,
and he'll help you sometimes. And Franklin's really good at helping you close those deals and upselling other products. He's also offered some extra stuff to help people. Franklin really does care. It's been a real pleasure working with him, and we've got a lot of success. Yeah, we've got a lot of success now with some clients and building even more. So,
well, I appreciate
any final thoughts?
The last thing I want to add just to the plans is there is a setup fee. So if you go back to the sheet, you'll see at the beginning it says due today. So that's the first month and the setup fee. And then after that, it's month to month thereafter.
If you notice, we're changing the sheets to do this because some people are getting confused because we had it up top there. So we're changing the sheets now to do this so there's no confusion. So this is what they'll pay for the first month because there is a lot that goes into the setup. And then $177 a month, up to $500. And if people say, well, that seems like a lot, like really, most people charge 50%, meaning for that $500, they'll charge $250 to do that same amount. And some people won't even do these lower-end campaigns because it still takes just about the same amount of time to run the same amount of money, right? I mean, maybe a little extra, but so this is an extremely competitively good deal. On top of the fact it just works, and it works really well for certain clients. And what's good about this compared to SEO, and don't get me wrong, I believe in SEO, but SEO takes time. When you're doing a paid traffic campaign, once he gets through the setup page, the setup phase, 7 to 10 days, they can start getting clients immediately, same day. So you can start getting someone's phone ringing really quick. That's what's really good about a paid traffic campaign. And they're only paying if they're clicking. So if someone's clicking, they're interested and they're ready to buy. And that's so you can get someone some business pretty quick on a campaign like this. That's why we recommend this. And then on the back end, we're not going to go into call right now. On the back end, they should be working on their SEO because if you get people finding you just your website as it climbs up into search engines, and you're paying less money. So thank you, Franklin. Really appreciate being on the call today. Really good call.
You're welcome.
And we're very excited about this product. So everyone have a good day.
Thanks, Vince. Bye-bye.